generates an economic tsunami of people growing, healing, and producing that no other system has ever matched.
Socialism doesn't work anywhere it's tried.
Well, let's go to East Germany.
Okay.
How'd that work out?
No, it didn't work out so good. What about Russia or China?
How about
Cuba?
USS?
Venezuela? We haven't found a country yet.
No. How about Argentina going broke? I think we ought to take a look at...
Are you concerned about something like that happening here in California?
Absolutely.
Really?
Why would we want to bankrupt ourselves with unlimited spending, which is so destructive in many ways, to our dollar particularly?
Right. Now you're here with a candidate who's running for the 5th Assembly District, Craig DeLuz. What do you think about this young man here?
Well, he's not tall enough.
You're gonna do that now? You're gonna do that?
No,
I'd worry about how tall your wallet is. You keep doing these bad policies here in Sacramento, in this capital, and it's over.
You said it.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
We have to do a kind of a tsunami turnover of the legislative and congressional people.
So you're very active. You think it's important for people to get active in campaigns like Craig DeLuz's, to whether you volunteer, you donate, or something like that. You have to be a part of it, or else you're just going to be not counted.
Yeah, we're going to go ring doorbells.
Okay.
And Carol's got a nice little group of people that she's beginning to expand. That's Tea Party type folks, and we go to the Lincoln Tea Party.
Now, Craig, you've been talking to people like this all around the 5th Assembly District. Tell us about what that experience is like and their concerns and how you address them.
Well, you know, first of all, when we did the first Tea Party out here, right here on the steps of the Capitol, there was only one elected official who was here that day, and that was Craig DeLuz. And you know, it was because, you know, I deal in local government. I'm on a small school board. We have to deal every day with the regulations and the laws that are sent down from these folks here in Sacramento. And let me tell you something about them. They don't get it. They don't get that when they increase spending, when they increase regulation, it affects the wallets of the people, you know, who have to implement those laws, as well as the people who have to pay the taxes to pay the bills for the stuff they're deciding on.
It's real life.
Oh, it's real life. And it's time that we elected real people in order to address those issues here in this building.
Is that important to you, to have people that have actually been in the community, have been in the district, that know it and live it, and aren't career politicians?
Absolutely. And these regulations, as they grow, take our liberty and strangulate the activities, choke off creativity, inventiveness, entrepreneurship, all damaged by the growth of government.
That is fantastic. Now, Craig, how do people get involved in your campaign and meet Craig DeLuz and go out there and be a soldier, if you will, for freedom and liberty to help take back this capital?
Well, I'll just say this. If you're on the World Wide Web, all you got to do is Google Craig DeLuz, CraigDeluz. The easiest way is CraigDeLuz.com, CraigForAssembly.com. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it. I'm on YouTube. I'm there. You can find out how to get active and get involved. The number one most important thing that you can do is just get out there. You know, do something. I always say, tell folks, you know, I could use help, time, talent, and treasury. Some folks got some money. They can write a small check. There is no contribution too small. Let me tell you, there is no contribution too small. If 1,000 people give $1, that's $1,000. And if they get 10 of their friends to do the same, that's $10,000. Time, you know, giving time, helping us knock on doors, helping us reach voters, because what moves people is when they see that it's important enough to you to give of your time, then they're more likely to give of their time. They're more likely to listen. And it doesn't matter where you are. We're going to have virtual phone banks. People from all over the country can get on board and help us out.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Could I ask Craig a question? Craig, you're on a school board. What I'd like to know is, what can we do to support the growth of charter schools and even vouchers where parents get included? Carol and I teach parenting classes for the last 30 years, volunteering, and we see that children that are struggling have no parental interest. How can we help that?
The first thing is, you know, sitting on a school board, the saddest part is most of our meetings, there are very few people there. start by showing up to the school board meetings. Let the opinion leaders, the decision makers in each of the school districts see you. Let them see that you're concerned. And then let them know some of the things that you're interested in, like charter schools, like partnerships with private schools. Make your legislators know. The biggest challenge we have right now is that we elect bad people to office, and then we expect bad people to make good decisions. How much easier is it if we elect good people, people who believe what we believe in, limited government, people who believe in lower taxes, people who believe in giving parents the ability to be actively engaged in their children's education, to let them choose, by the way, where their children go to school. That's the #1 way to do it.
How do you feel about that answer?
Great, Craig. I'm excited about parents waking up by us giving them power. What has people wake up is empowerment. Say, you have to make a choice, ma'am. Oh, me? And then their contact with their kid at home about school is elevated.
Let me tell you, individual rights, individual responsibility go hand in hand. You want your individual rights, then you got to be responsible. You know, living and being a self-governing people is not an easy thing. It means that I have to get up in the morning. I'm the one who decides whether or not I eat. How do I decide whether or not I eat? It's whether or not I go out and work. That's a self-governing people. It's real easy to let the government handle it all and do it all. But then you know what? Not only are you not self-governing, but you're not free. And you're an infant. And that's what we need to get away from, because this country was great when we were a self-governing people. When we understood that I'm responsible for myself, I'm responsible for my family, I'm responsible for my community, and not the government. We've gotten to this point now where we just think, oh, well, I don't need to educate my children, the government will do it. I don't need to worry about my retirement now, the government will take care of it. I don't need to worry about, my neighbor and whether or not he's in need, because the government will take care of it. Well, guess what? The government does nothing efficiently or effectively. The founding fathers set it up that way because there was an inherent distrust for government. And so they believed that it was important for the people to do those things. And so we, the people, need to start to step up and, #1, start to do those things and provide those things and take over those responsibilities and take it out of the hands of government.
Well, and like you say, the freedom and the liberty that you lose with that, the control that the government exerts. Ma'am, now you're here in the front of this Tea Party thing. Do you have a question for candidate Craig DeLuz?
Yes, when is he going to start voting for the right things and make us free instead of enslaving us with all their taxes?
That's why he's running. He's running to address that. Craig, what do you have to say to that?
Well, I will tell you, I think there is a concern, because the majority of the folks in this state capitol building, they are voting for things that are enslaving the people. You know what? Sitting on the school board that I sit on, you know what? I've fought against increasing taxes. I fought to promote responsibility in children's education. And when I'm elected to this building, I promise you, I will not raise your taxes. I will help make sure that this government lives within its means. I will make sure that individual rights, but also individual responsibility, returns to the citizenry of California.
Yeah, how do you feel about that answer?
That's good. Just so you mean it.
First duty of government.
I most definitely
Hold you to it.
Oh, I most definitely mean it. Let me tell you, I'm running because I'm frustrated, because we have so many people who, I like to call them, I'm a Republican, I like to call them the anything to win wing of our party. Okay. These are people who believe that all I got to do is say the right things and do the right things and get in office. And then once I get in office, the next thing I do is I'm going to look for the next office to run for. I believe it's not about the seat of power, but it's about what you're going to do once you get there. How effective are you going to be? Are you going to stand for the right things? And, that's the reason why I got involved in the Tea Party movement in the very beginning. It's the reason why I'm still here and I'm still active and involved in the Tea Party movement.